I'll stream for as long as I can. I felt really good until like maybe 20 minutes, half hour ago. Uh, this is a work in progress. I I'm gonna go cut down some trees, but I did this one and I was a little lightheaded the one day, and then this just sort of came to me. I don't know for sure what I'm gonna put here yet, but I did this because I can't remember if I did this in a stream. I know I was thinking about it, but I can't remember if I did it on a stream. I need one more piece of wood here. Um, but I was thinking about leaving this as like a raised deck, and then I got thinking, well, make it into somewhat of a circle, ring it with oak, and I did that. I just got to figure out what I'm gonna put up here, and then I did this one here. Maybe I'll put both farms there. I'll do two of them, and then put some shit to go with it. But I thought, well, I'll do one of these and put the potatoes in it because I already had this here. I just sort of shaped it a little bit, and I'm gonna go cut down some trees and uh, okay. Now I'm just gonna be doing general chat because, like I said, I if I don't plan a thing, it won't be as bad if I can't focus and stay on subject. Uh, but the government might shut down, and I kind of wonder. Again, I'm really going to try and make this not political, but I'm I don't consider it political when you've got what appears to be a group of terrorists, a cult, who's trying to harm our country. I don't really consider that. I just don't. I don't consider that politics. Yeah, this is just a shitty tree here. I gotta I gotta level up those. Yeah, I'll either put both those vegetable farms there, or I will put my librarians there so I can get some spell books. And but I kind of wonder because there was some serious talk that like in the Senate they had bipartisan support for that disclosure bill. And according to Ross Coulter, and again, it might not be everything we want, but you know, a good half a loaf is better than nothing. I firmly believe that. And I kind of wonder if this whole thing with the shutdown, because it doesn't seem to make any sense. It really doesn't. And I kind of wonder if maybe this is their way to stop that from happening because so like the call to action I'm doing, I really think it's important. I absolutely think it's important to get out there and reach out. Now the one, it's not UFO related, but seriously, write everybody. I don't care if it's a dog catcher or not, but please think about writing them and asking them to legalize assisted suicide. Long story, I don't want to go into it right now, but do that. And I don't need this. And just legalize that assisted suicide for people like me that are sick and don't seem to be getting better, and for people that actually know they're dying. Just give them some better options than what we got now. Um, but the other call to action, it's for it's for getting these amendments passed. One of them that Chuck Schumer authored, and that's the one I heard had bipartisan support. It was going to go on the defense bill, and there was one Senator Christian Gillibrand and Mark Rubio had worked on that would go on the intelligence bill. I honestly think we need both of them. Maybe I'm wrong. But write your congressman and remind them that we need those amendments to pass. If the powers that be have gotten MAGA through Donald Trump to sabotage the government so they'll hurry, hurry, hurry and forget to do it or not worry about it, let them know they need to. They need to worry about it. They need to get this done. They can't get sidetracked on it. It must go. It must be on there. And seriously, reach out to my. I think it'll only do you good to write anybody in Washington. Don't write your local people, but write the ones in Washington. You can write the president. You can even write like maybe cabinet members too. And let them know that they need to weigh in, offer their support to the president that we really need this because and I sent them an email, not an email, thread, and I sent it to some of the Republicans are not on threads yet. I don't know if they're just boomers or if they're boycotting it because they're secretly in love with Elon Musk. I don't know, but they're not on there yet. But I did a hashtag Rubio, and I could not. I do apologize to Representative Burchett. I could not remember that guy's name. He's the Republican representative from Tennessee, and he might. I mean, again, he could very well be an idiot on any other subject, possibly. But on the UFO one, he seems pretty good. And I mean that sincerely, which is really surprising when I hear some of the other shit that comes on. I'm like, oh my god, this thing I always kind of like, am I really that far off, or is he really good on UFOs? I don't know. Could be a little bit of both, but no, the we need that, and I just wonder if there are people that are fucking up and talking about shutting down the government that are basically doing it, trying to keep those amendments from going on. You never know. You literally never know. And yeah, so I don't know, but let's get that done. And what is over there? Oh, um, Cause, and I told him in that one, I go, because I made the comment, I go, NASA, I think, has really let us down. I go, they really have. They've let us down because they did a press conference, and there were some people, I think some news were referring to it as a hearing, and that Burchett from Tennessee is like, this wasn't a hearing, this was a press conference. And but the thing with NASA is they're not going to look back. They're only going to look forward. They're only going to look at non-classified stuff. And, and I told him, I go, look, I go, NASA, You can't put NASA in charge of this. They will be no better than leaving it with the military. Because I go, they're not going to look at anything classified. They're only going to look forward. They're not going to look back. And I told them, I go, you guys need to do a separate entity. I go, kind of like when you created the National Director of Intelligence. I go, you need something like that. I go, you need a separate agency that reports directly to the president and, you know, the Gang of Eight. And I go, you need someone. I go, they need to have the ability to create a. They need to have the ability to authorize their own special prosecutor to prosecute anything. People withholding evidence, people lying to them, misdirecting money from the Pentagon. You know, any lawful variations. I go, they need to have the teeth to enforce it. I go, if they find that people have been embezzling money for black projects that they have been telling no one about, I go, those people need to go to jail. And this person, I go, needs to be the basically the over assuming, you know, the assuming authority on all the classified information that have anything to do with UFOs, aliens, unexplained phenomena. Basically, you know, Mulder with a fucking title, you know, seriously. And I go, they got to have the ability to create their own special prosecutor. They need to have the ability to declassify anything that comes before their desk. So if they've got people fucking around, I didn't say this to them. Threads is a little better than Twitter, but it's still got character limits. But they need to have that nuclear option where they tell people, look, I need this. Well, you know, we'll do this, we'll do that. No, you don't understand. If this shit is not on my desk by the end of the week, I'm just going to do a blanket declassification of everything. Everything that I have not gotten will be declassified. You can't do that. Watch me, motherfucker. Just watch me. And tell them, you know, everything I asked for better be on my desk. I better believe it's on my desk. Or what's going to happen is I'm just going to do a blanket pardon for any of this information that has not been turned over to us. You can't do that. Yeah, actually I can. You know, Congress gave me the authority to do that, and that's exactly what's going to happen if you guys don't get your fucking head out of your ass and do what I'm telling you. And, well, yeah, but stop talking. You're wasting time. That shit's not on my desk yet. And then pull out a piece of paper. All I got to do is sign this. All I got to do is sign this, and I will fucking send it to, like, everybody. You know, I had a tech guy setting it up. I can fucking spam this to everybody on the internet in the United States and the territories or whatever, and then just, you know, fuck you guys. You know, this shit is over. Well, yeah, but you don't have to do shit except for what I told you. Get that shit on my desk by the end of the fucking week. But I told him, I go, yeah, that shit that's going on, they're going to be no better than the military. I mean, this is the thing. You've got people in Congress that said, well, yeah, NASA was going to come and brief us, and then they backed out at the last minute. And they were hearing that it was the military and the intelligence that was, you know, basically intimidating these people. And then I told them, I go, what you guys need to do is you need multiple people, multiple teams. And I don't know if you need like a 2-man, a 3-man, 5-1. You might want to have some flexibility with who you put on depending on what it is. But I go, you need multiple teams that will basically do modern day things, like things that are currently happening. That's what you need. And I go, and then you need several teams, at least for now, that will act like cold case law enforcement, where they will look at all the existing stuff. Because I said, I go, you know, what we need to do is I go, all the stuff that was looked at by Sign, by Grudge, by Blue Book, they all need to be re-looked at. Because I go, it is pretty clear by even what's going on today that there have been people that have been trying to sweep this under the rug. And I go, there's a lot of this stuff that I think needs to have a fresh pair of eyes looking at it. And I go, here's what needs to happen. And I go, and then you need like a few teams that will look at like archaeological stuff, like ancient history. You know, like I'm talking like with the cold case, I'm talking about ones that will relook at things that were happened in our time. Like, and I don't know how far you'd want to go back, but you should at least go back to God. I think it's like it's either the late 1800s or the early 1900s. It's either like it's somewhere between 1890 and 1910, I think, and it was in Aurora, Texas, where something crashed. They lived with what it sounds like was a Roswell gray alien. And then when it died, it survived the crash but was wounded. And it lived with them for a short period. And then when it died, they buried it. And there's a little more to this. Maybe if I haven't already done it, and I don't remember doing it, but if I haven't already done it, or if I can't remember if I've done it, I'll do it again where I talk about that. But I thought I had gone over that one. I really don't know though. And but they need to relook at that and other ones in our history. But what I'm talking about, and I sort of mentioned, I go something like, the Nazis did. You need a handful of groups that will start looking at archaeological finds, like what the Nazis did, where you basically go and investigate. You go and investigate old sites, and any of that stuff that has been turned over needs to be turned over to this group. But kind of like the end of the first Indiana Jones movie, I think, where he had found the Ark of the Covenant and they just basically stashed it. These are things that they need to relook at again. But I go also, they need to go and look at these old archaeological sites and take another look and see if there's anything that they can glean. Because I told them, I go, what we are finding out now is there is a real possibility that whether it is science or it is history, something akin to what was done to Copernicus has been going on. Maybe they could have groups that would actually check out some of these sites and see if they can, like the Bimini Road and others, and some of these submerged cities or whatever, and see what they can find. And I go, but there might be a hidden history that is purposely being hidden that we can look at and take a look and go from there. And I go, this is something that needs to happen. I go, and then again, I go, maybe a separate division which is kept equal but separate to talk to other countries and find out what they can from them, write it up, hand it over to the other one so they can look at it either from the cold case file or the and match it up with ours. And then as we make stuff public, then we'll definitely tag in those countries. Maybe give it to them a day or two before we plan on going public with it. But start looking at this stuff and see what we can find. Oh, hang on. I don't want anything spawning up here, just in case. But no, and that's what you guys need on this. And I go, you need to work out a system. But I go, you need to triage stuff like right away, like do stuff in a hurry. And I go, you need to figure out what will only be briefed to like the president, the vice president, and the Gang of Eight, and maybe that'd be up to the president, but maybe like the Joint Chiefs or the secretaries in the cabinet. It might depending on what it is, it might approach them. I go, then you have the stuff that will definitely be released to the Joint Chiefs, maybe certain members in the upper echelon of the military, and certain select cabinet committees. And then you have the stuff that would basically be released to the president and whoever he deems in the cabinet, and the whole of Congress or most of Congress or basically any of Congress that has a security clearance, as part of their committee assignments. And then the stuff you're going to make public. And I go, you need to get in there and triage like the overclassification. And again, I didn't go into a lot of detail because I was trying to keep it. I wanted somebody to actually read it, so I wasn't trying to write them a frickin' novel and a half. But I did, but I was still trying to keep it down a little bit. And the other thing is, what was I thinking of? But they, maybe it'll come to me in a minute. But anyways, but I kind of reached out to them saying like, we need to get going on this. We really do. Maybe it'll do some good, maybe it won't. But they can't let this get derailed just because, and again, I don't even know if it's true, but it could be that somebody's doing this on purpose with the shutdown to try and derail this, because as soon as Christian Gillibrand talked about doing this, all of a sudden the Pentagon was like, oh, you don't need that. We don't need that amendment. We don't need any of this. We'll just do it for you. And they've done nothing but fuck the dog ever since. Like I said, and I wrote them on this, and I think it did some good, because I have heard that they are moving the UAP task force higher up the chain of command at the Pentagon. They're not leaving it in charge of the lower ranking plebes or whatever. I think they're colonels and stuff, but it's going up to a ranking general, and she's pretty high up in the Pentagon. She'll be the one with oversight over it. But I told him, I go, my God, it's been a year and they don't have an email, they don't have a phone number. They're fucking you. They're literally fucking you. They're saying, oh, we need money. I'm sorry, but if you can't, I have no money and I can make an email account. It doesn't need to be classified. Everything that's coming in from the public. I mean, again, maybe they need to classify one for military people, but they already got emails in there. But they just did not have anything, and emails are not secure anyways, without a lot of work, and even then, who knows. But I told them, like, these guys are fucking you. I go, it's been a year. It's been a fucking year, and they don't have a website, they don't have a phone number, and they don't have an email. And then, you talk to people like Grutch. He said, yeah, I tried to reach out to him. He won't return my calls. He had an initial meeting with the guy where he told him what he had, and this guy just didn't want to hear it. And so they need to get a move on it, because it doesn't look like anything good is happening with that. So I don't know, but we will see. But that's the biggest thing. But I haven't seen anything new. And this is the thing. There was one that Burchett, he looked kind of depressed. He really did. But he said that he's not so sure it isn't going to die on the vine, because he had seen some people that were just real gung ho, and he goes, they seem to be backing off. So I don't know. But this has happened before, and he goes, yeah, what happens is you get people that are hard charging. They really want to get to something, and then somebody gets to them. They scare them, act like they're going to lose their job, all this other stuff, and then the next thing you know, they're backing off. They don't want to do it again, do it anymore. So who knows? But so I don't know. It just it is what it is. Oh, you know, it really makes me sad that I lost that. I'm trying to get going on this. It's gonna take a while, but um, it kind of saddens me because one of the videos I uploaded, I didn't do anything special. It was the automatically generated thumbnail that YouTube did when I uploaded the video. But it was the something. It wasn't exact. It was a little slightly off, but it was real close to the Punisher skull that I put over one of my. I was going to do that to most of the Nether portals. Maybe I'll redo it here because I only got to do it to one. But the one guy saw that I had that skeleton made around the portal. He might not have even known there was a portal in it. But he's like, bro, you know, that was the comment that got left on that video. So I was pretty happy about that. When I when I redo that, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to spend like a couple minutes just staring at it, so to increase the chances, because the odds of that throwing another one of those up as a thumbnail. I'll have to make a thumbnail, but that one looked really good. I told him, I go, yeah, I was having a bad day and just totally screwed up and lost. I mean, I didn't do it. I wasn't rage anything. I was just trying to fix a fuck up, and I deleted the world, and it's gone. It's 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 absolutely gone. I don't have it anymore. Okay, I gotta remember to come and replace these. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't know, in my lifetime, and my life is what it is. It's on some level, what happened to me, my life is pretty much over. I'm just kind of trying to, exist a little bit for as long as I can, uh, but it'd be nice to find out what it is. Because this was the cool thing I liked about Andrew Cuomo, I think it is. It's the one who was on the news, not the one that was governor of New York. They're brothers, but he was making fun of his. He was making fun of the one guy on his podcast, and he said, "Look," he goes, well, you're laughing because you think I want to see the little green men or whatever it is." And he said, I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what we're gonna see. He goes, I don't. But he goes, they're spending money on something. He goes, they're classifying stuff. He goes, there's got to be something there. And the guy goes, yeah, I never thought of that, but he's like, there's got to be something there because they're classifying this stuff. He goes, regardless of what it is, he goes, I want to know what they know. I want to know what they've been keeping from us. He goes, maybe it's aliens, maybe it's something else, but he goes, they know something because they've been keeping it classified for all these years. And, some of these people that are out there, I think, are nuts. And who knows, maybe we'll find out they're not. Or maybe they are nuts, doesn't, just because they're, because that was something Lute said when he did, I think it was 60 Minutes. It's either 2020 or 60 Minutes. He did an interview, and when he started telling the guy what he was telling him, the guy goes, this sounds nuts. He goes, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm not saying it isn't nuts. He goes, but I'm saying it's true. And the guy didn't know what to say. He goes, I'm not saying it isn't nuts. He goes, it does. He goes, you're right. It is crazy. He goes, but I'm telling you, it's true. And the reporter just did not know what to say at that point. I need the wool for beds. Yeah, it's been kind of quiet. Um, that's why I kind of wonder because the timing on this, and it could just be because there was and the thing is because it doesn't look like it's organized. But again, there could be powers that be that have exerted some pressure. They could have very easily gone to like Matt Gaetz and said, hey, you know, we're the ones that stopped your indictment for human trafficking those young girls. We can turn it back on in a minute. They did this to that governor of. They did this to that governor of I think Arizona, the one that was trying to get to the bottom of the Phoenix Lights. And as soon as he did, suddenly all these, and again, I don't even know. I honestly don't know if he did it or if they were framing him, but they came out with all these indictments on him for bribery and all this other shit. And and that whole Mendoza thing, that could be what that is. Maybe that's why, because it just seemed kind of weird with all the shit that they let slide for the Republicans, that they would go after like a top Democrat like that. And maybe this is their warning, and it very well could be. It could be their warning message to the rest of the people in Congress, like, hey, knock it off. Stop talking about investigating us. Oh shit. Ooh, I'm gonna have a shitload of, jungle wood. I gotta go get rid of some stuff. Before I throw, because I'm gonna throw these in the burn pile. Yeah, we got all the trees put back. But I really wonder if that's what's going on, and it's their way to get Congress. And I really hope, because this just came out within the last week. Mitt Romney said that he's not running for office anymore. I think they said he was spending $5,000 a day on security for him and his family because of the death threats from the people on the right. Well, hey, I don't mean this in a bad way. I really don't. But the people on the left, they need to talk to Biden, and they go, you got to get rid of this clown Garland, and you need somebody like Janet Reno in there. Uh, you know, Obama was the same way with Holden and that other one that he had in there. Janet Reno, regardless of what Bill Clinton did, would not have. I gotta wait till the sun goes down so I can hit the bed here. Janet Reno would not have put up with what Comey did, and Hillary would have got elected. She would have basically sat Comey down and told him, you are either gonna shut the fuck up and do your job the way you're supposed to. Well, Bill Clinton, I'm not talking about Bill Clinton. Well, one, I don't think she would have done that for Bill Clinton. If Bill Clinton would have tried to get on her plane in the middle of the runway, I think she'd have said no. Tell him to make an appointment. Like everybody, I firmly believe she would have done that. She'd have been like, you tell him to make an appointment like everybody else. But since his wife is running for president, he's not going to meet with me. He's going to meet with someone else. And we're going to record it. And if we get any, I firmly believe she would have been that gung-ho. And then we wouldn't have had a problem. But even if she had, I don't think she would have let Comey run that game on her. And the thing is, the worst part is, I don't think Comey did it on purpose. But the fact is, if it wouldn't have been for Comey, if somebody who would have done the job instead of freelancing it, because what he was doing, he was not supposed to do as the FBI director. And I don't think she would have let him get away with it. She would have told him, look, you got to tell me right now, this is a director, or you are not going to do that. You're not going to do it this close. You're not going to do it this close to an election. Are you charging Hillary Clinton? No. Okay, then you go out and you say you're not going to charge her. No editorializing. That's it. You do anything else, you're going to be fired and probably charged for interfering with her election. And I seriously don't think she would have put up with his shit. And it would have, because the worst part of it is there's God, somebody made a movie. I was able to I think I was able to watch it on Pluto or something like that. But somebody made a movie and they basically went over all the people that warned him at the FBI not to do what he was going to do. Just not. And he didn't fucking listen. They fucking told him exactly what happened. They told him was going to happen. And like Linda, he didn't fucking listen. And he helped Russia steal the election for Trump. And it's like you gotta be kidding me. It's like he was warned. You know, and the worst part of it is, you know, this is a guy who's not in jail. And Reality Winner, who did his job, she tried to warn us about what Russia was doing. She's in jail right now. She went to jail. If she isn't, she went to jail. This is a guy that didn't go to jail for helping Russia steal the election for Trump. But Reality Winner, who tried to let us know, yeah, what Trump is telling you is a lie. He was connected to Russia, and here's proof. It's classified shit I see every day. And she ended up going to jail for it. There's just something fucked up and wrong with that. But they did that, you know, to that governor out there in Arizona where they fucking slammed him with a whole bunch of federal charges. And then as soon as he dropped looking into the Phoenix Light thing, oh, the fucking plea deals come out and all this other shit. And, you know, his problems went away. Well, that might be what they're doing to the Democrats right now. You know, might be what they're doing to Hunter Biden. You know, hey, because there's legal experts that have said that he really shouldn't be charged with what he's doing. So you really gotta wonder. I might even do a thread on this and just tag it into Krista Brand, you know, because it's like, look, you got people threatening your witnesses that were coming to the house. I go, you look at these charges against Menendez, you look at the charges against Hunter Biden. Is there any chance that there is some kind of a secret organization that is engineering this shit to put pressure on the president and others, trying to keep them quiet? I really don't know, but I think there's at least a possibility. Okay. Yep, they're jungle saplings. They need like those lumberjack boots without any enchantments or whatever. You need, I don't know if you make them out of bamboo or leads but they need something that you can put on the boot where you can come up here and cut normally. You're not like, 'cause I'm up there, I'm hanging on those vines, and you'd be able to climb a tree without the vines, but when you try to cut them down with your axe, it cuts normally like you were standing on the ground, as lumberjacks intended it. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. The Monty Python did that. It's probably not socially acceptable to sing that song now when you get into the later verses in it. But yeah, I kind of wonder what's going on because they were so gung ho, and now they don't want to seem so. I'm not kidding you. You really need to reach out to them, get as many people as you can, because I'm not going to say we're going to find UFOs. I'm not, but we're going to find something. Um, you know, it might be UFOs. It might be ancient aliens that lived on this planet alongside us. Who knows? Maybe it'd be what the Bible was talking about. I mean, you just never know. I mean, I don't think they're going to turn out to be gods. They may have created us, but it may be some of the stuff that they were talking about in the Bible, but they were just so primitive. They didn't know what they were talking about. You know, so we'll see. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. It could be, yeah, that happened to that one governor. If you go back, I wish I could tell you that they did a they did like it was either a movie or a mini series on Harry Truman. And what happened was, hang on one sec. When he was in the house, I think there was something he was looking into then. He did those waste, fraud, and abuse hearings in the House. So he kind of made a name for himself of being able to get shit done in the House. He really did. And when he became vice president, somebody he was friends with, I believe in the House, they told him, and it turned out to be the Manhattan Project, you know, where they were trying to make the nuclear bombs. And they his friend came to him and he let him know, hey, Harry, you know, there's something going on and I'm getting blocked. I can't get to it. You know, your vice president, you know, he had the history when he was in the House. And he said, yeah, I'll definitely take a look. He got strong armed. When he started looking in, ooh, evil, stranger danger. But he got strong armed. And the guy that did it after he became president was a little worried because he he had strong armed him when he was the V POTUS, and now he was the POTUS. And the guy came up. I mean, he did not wait to be sent for. He wanted to basically turn in his resignation. He basically wanted to get ahead of it. And he came up and he said, he goes, Mr. President, he goes, I meant no disrespect. And he, you know, in the movie, in the miniseries, Harry Truman basically cut him off. He said, look, let's just write it off as you doing your job and let's move forward. And the guy was like, oh, that sounds really good, Mr. President. He didn't seem to be a real he didn't seem to be a really wound up person. He was kind of he was like Teddy Roosevelt, where he was more of a down to earth person. And so it's happened in the past where certain people would strong arm elected officials even in high positions. And I just kind of wonder if that's what's going on now. Because it doesn't make any sense. So I mean, seriously, reach out. If you don't mind, reach out to your senators, reach out to your congressmen, and let them know that we really need this disclosure. The two amendments, the one by Gillibrand, the one by Schumer, regardless, we need them. Because and let them know that if they get to the bottom of what's going on, the Pentagon, according to Burchett, the Pentagon blows its audit by like $1 billion every year. Every year they have an audit, they're like $1 billion off, and that could be a big windfall if they actually come across that. Could be a windfall that they could pay off debt, or Biden could actually use for something that we desperately need once they find it. And if they find some people that broke the law and they put them in jail, it will go a long way to cleaning up the bullshit in Washington. It really will. So I don't know. But yeah, please reach out to that. Haven't seen anything really good yet. It's been a couple weeks. And I got notes, and I just, like I said, I'm kind of feeling it. I was feeling really good when I did the earlier stream. I'm kind of feeling a little bit now. I was up doing some stuff. Probably did a little too much. And I just don't want to be lightheaded if I'm going to actually try and pick a topic. Because I'm going to ramble like I did here, and then I won't get to cover the topic. But I took notes on the Benny and Barty Hill thing, and I just want a good day to go over it. Oh, hang on. We got. I'm watching this. It's called Kindred Spirit. It's a ghost show. I don't know if that's gonna work. We're gonna see. Hang on a sec. These ones here, maybe they fixed it, but I've had an issue with these where they won't grow. They won't grow like I think even if you put them right next to the torch. So now maybe they fixed it. I don't know, but I've had it in the past where it was real fussy about where it would grow. Uh, well, I'm gonna keep building a little bit. Hopefully there'll be something new to show you the next time I get on to talk about the UFOs. But peace out, and I hope everybody has a good day. Take care.